You can't handle it by yourself. And once you start realizing that, the light is going to come on and say, you know something, I really need to be doing something else. And one of the, in my book, I go over an acronym called STAR, and the S is for self-assessment and a self-evaluation. You got to ask yourself, if you died right now, would you have any regrets? And if you answer that question that you would have a regret, you're not doing that thing God has called you to do. And I really get people to get honest with themselves, and that's that starting point. That's really your toll road, if you will, on this bridge called destiny. The toll road, the first payment you got to pay is realizing that you're not doing what God has called you to do. If you're unhappy, if you're ticked off, pissed off, and mad at the world, you are probably not in the place where God wants you. And another quote I have in my book from Dr. Miles Monroe, it is sad to be successful in the wrong thing. And a lot of people are doing really good at what they're not supposed to be doing, because I'm an average to good engineer, but I'm an extraordinary pastor, preacher, coach.
And that makes a big difference. That's a tremendous difference, and you're absolutely right. And, of course, we know that Dr. Miles Monroe, he's on top of it. I met him before in Cleveland, and he was speaking up at the Power Networking Conference with my friend George Frazier. And it was dynamic. It was out of sight. And I tell you, he's right on point. You're right on point. And in terms of your book, where could people get your book? Let's talk about that just briefly, how people can get your book. And it's called Living Motivated, correct?
That's right. That's right. Well, they can go on my website, www.ministerofmotivation.com, and just click on store, and they can click on the tab. You can get a paperback book, or you can get an ebook. And as a matter of fact, while we're talking about it, I'm putting the final touches on my CD set called New Beginning. It's an 8 CD set that a lot of people during these economic times, they really can't afford a life coach. But what we have done, we have put an 8-week program together that will only cost $227, and they can listen to me on an 8-week basis, and at the end of that 8 weeks, they're going to be positioned to have a new beginning, because the number 8 in the Bible represents number-wise, the number 8 represents a new beginning. And so after this 8-week process that you're going to go through, that I'm going to take you through, you're going to be in a position to start a new beginning.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I know in the Asian culture, 8 is also that number of a new beginning as well.
Well, praise the Lord. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, because I did a little research on that too. And I'm putting all of this information in the web chat room so that people can get it. I have the website already, and now I'm putting in about the New Beginnings CD set, 8-week program.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fantastic. And like you stated, sometimes people can't make it to a live event, or they in other words, if they can't get the coaching online, because I know you offer your coaching on the phone, on Skype, I think you also do it through emails, that you still offer the program so people they won't miss it. There are more than one way where they can get the information they need to help invest in
That's
themselves.
Right. That's exactly right. You know, and what's so amazing, Brother Paul, is that a hungry man will find somewhere to get a piece of bread. And so we've given everybody every vehicle they need to get the help that they need. And it is my estimation, if people are really honest with themselves, we need help, because where my name, Minister of Motivation, came from, I hired me a life coach. I had a personal development specialist for myself. I've had upwards of anywhere of like 8 to 10 coaches, just myself, to get me where I am now. I've had people pouring into my life, and that's why I'm just so built toward helping everybody I can, because people have been so selfless with me, helping me to become who I am right now. And I still got a ways to go, but I want to help as much as been poured into me. I want to pour out. So it is no excuse for people not seeking out and getting help that they need, because no man is an island, and all of us need help in one area or another. All of us need help. Even Michael Jordan had a coach. Kobe Bryant has a coach. You know, the greatest people need coaches, just people to help navigate them, to help them see things that they can't see for themselves. And so, I totally believe in life coaches and people that can help you see what you can't see.
Exactly. And again, the people that can help you with that life coaching, for example, yourself, Dr. Sims, is the fact that you've been trained for it. You had a life coach and you have mentors. You look at everybody really loves Les Brown. Les Brown has coaches even to this day. Zig Ziglar has coaches. And even though they're looked upon as some of the best at what they do in the business, they still had coaches. And that's the message that we're trying to get out to people, that don't try to go it alone, because if you try to do it yourself, the learning curves and the mistakes you make, you're going to actually get a shortcut to understanding things by having that life coach, because a life coach is going to take you to exactly where you need to be and where you want to be, as opposed to trying to just throw paint up on the wall and try to figure out, well, how do I get a masterpiece out of this? You're not going to get a masterpiece out of it. You're going to get a lot of paint on the wall, right?
I like that. I like that. That's exactly right. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do, man. They and you know what? I got another young lady I'm going to be working with, some youth, and what she said that really touched my heart. She said, Dr. Sam, it is so sad that we living with a generation that's doing and doing and doing and spinning their wheels, but they don't have any direction. And she said it's so sad that so many of our youth today and our young adults and our young people, they don't even know where they're going. They have not figured out what their life is supposed to be about. Now, they got money, they got this, that, and the other, but they don't know where they're going. It's like sitting in a car. You got the car turned on in the garage. The car is running, but you aren't going anywhere.
Don't have a road map, don't have a blueprint, and life coaching is all about that. It's about that blueprint. It's about that road map. It's to take the guesswork out of what you want your life to be. And life coaches come in all different shapes and forms in terms of their areas of focus. And so let's look at what your focus area is so people can also understand that better.
That's good. Well, yeah, my focus area is simply people that want to improve their life, and that's men. I've helped men, women, young people. People gravitate toward me. People are attracted to me that want to improve their life. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I resonate with people like that, because I had gotten to a place where I was busy, but I still had that little nagging feeling, and once the light really came on, I really figured out what that was. And so I know where people are. I know just as well where people are, and I can help people. When I tell people I can help them, I'm talking from a place of authenticity, because I've been there, I've seen a lot of things, I've done a lot of things, and you can't really tell me anything that'll shock me. A person, when they come to me and say, well, Dr. Sam, I don't know if you can handle this. Yes, I can. You cannot tell me anything that I haven't touched. I've touched, man, out of the 18 years I've been in the ministry and a couple of years I've been working on this life coaching, you can't tell me much that I haven't seen, and you cannot shock me. And so I know where you are. I know where you are. Trust me, I know where people are. I'm like a GPS system. My satellite, I can find you. And so those are the people. I want to help people that want to get better, because I have 100% success rate when people come to me that want to be helped. The hard job, Brother Paul, is trying to help a person that doesn't want to be helped.
Well, I tell you, Dr. Sims, one of the things I always look at, too, is investing in myself. I consider myself to be a lifelong learner, and I've spent tens of thousands of dollars for coaches. In fact, my first speaking coach was the late Dottie Walters, who wrote the book Speak and Grow Rich, because that was my area of focus. So she was the first, and then Steve Seibold, who was headed up the Bill Gov Speech Workshop, which is they consider that the Harvard of speaking schools. I've had so many tremendous people. A fellow, John Childress. John is out of Mississippi, and he teaches a persuasive speaking program that costs $25,000. Now,
wow.
If I can invest in myself, and I still don't consider myself to be polished, there's still some heat you have to put on to create that diamond. And if that hasn't happened for me after tens of thousands of dollars, other people need the same thing, Dr. Sims. And you're still investing in yourself. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that you mentioned that I really want to talk about as well is you mentioned that about the youth. And
right.
they have the opportunity now. We have freedom. We didn't have that freedom when I was coming up. We had quite a bit of discrimination. We didn't have inclusion. We didn't have diversity as we speak of it today. We didn't